Hello everyone, in this video I'm gonna show you my Snorlax build. So Snorlax has fallen out of favor recently due to Blastoise and Wiggly being so strong in the meta. However, Snorlax is still a top tier defender and does his job extremely well. I think a good Snorlax can single-handedly win a teamfight around objectives with his strong engage tool and survivability. Snorlax laning phase is also very easy to play due to its high burst damage abilities to help secure the farm. If you enjoy being in the front tanking for your team while doing heavy damage, then Snorlax is the perfect Pokemon for you. So, without further ado, let's get started with the build. First off, we have Heavy Slam. This ability is unlocked at level 6 and it's your main engage tool. The damage from Heavy Slam is also very good for securing objectives and getting kills. This move allows Snorlax to jump into the air and slam down at the targeted location, dealing AoE damage and knocking the enemies up. It's possible to hit multiple people at the same time, essentially just winning you the fight. You can also use it to escape because it's a free dash, so the extra utility is very nice to have. You can upgrade Heavy Slam at level 12 to deal more damage for the late game. Overall, this ability makes Snorlax extremely mobile, and it's only on a 7-second cooldown, so you can definitely get multiple usage in a fight. Next, we have the ability Block. Block is unlocked at level 8 and is your heavy defensive tool. This ability pretty much makes you unkillable while it's up. This move puts a wall in front of Snorlax, preventing enemies from passing through and pushes them back when they get close to it. You can use it to zone the enemies off objectives like Dreadnought and Zapdos while protecting yourself. Block can be upgraded at level 14 to reduce the damage taken while using it. Essentially, you're just invincible in the later teamfights. If you're playing Snorlax solely to tank for your team, Block is the best option. Now let's talk about the held items. First, it's the Score Shield. This item offers HP as the base stat, so it's excellent to make Snorlax tankier, but the passive of the Score Shield is what we're after. Score Shield provides a shield equals to 10% of Snorlax max HP when attempting to score, and the enemy cannot stop you from scoring until they break the shield. Pretty much, if you have 10 to 15 points, you will guarantee to score. Scoring gives HP and experience, so it's great to have for the laning phase to get more levels. This item is amazing on Snorlax because Snorlax has extremely high base HP, so you get a bigger shield than most Pokemons. Next, it's the Buddy Barrier. This item provides HP as the base stat, which is great for Snorlax. The Buddy Barrier also gives a 40% max HP shield to Snorlax and an ally when using your Unite move. When Snorlax uses its Unite move, nothing in the game can kill you for 8 seconds. This item is simply amazing and it's probably the best defensive item for all Pokemons. There really isn't any reason not to use it. Finally, we have the Focus Band. This item has defense and special defense as the base stats to help out with the survivability. The passive of Focus Band provides percentage HP healing when Snorlax is low on HP. Since Snorlax has so much HP, the healing you get back is extremely high. This item doubles down on defense, making the early game skirmishes and the late game teamfight much easier to play. Alright, now it's the battle item. There are two options, and the first one is the Potion. The potion is very easy to use and it heals for a decent amount of HP throughout the game. The more HP you have, the more you'll heal. So Snorlax can definitely benefit from this item more than other Pokemon due to its high base HP. The second option is the Eject button. This item is great for engage and escape. You can combine the Eject button with Heavy Slam to travel a further distance to engage on the enemy, or simply use it to escape if you need to. The Eject button is just nice to have for last resort escape. I will be showing you a gameplay of my Snorlax and going over how to play in the early, mid, and late game. Let's get started. Alright, so at the beginning of the game, just get your tackle and go to your lane. I like the top lane with Snorlax because I can rotate down for Dreadnought very easily. Use the first tackle on the first monkey, and then save your tackle and don't use it on the second one. The reason is because you want to use it here. When you tackle and then your passive comes up, you can slam, you can clear the monkeys extremely quickly. This is something you can do with Snorlax as well that I see a lot of high elo players do. Instead of going for the crab in mid, you go for the monkey's top. The reason why Snorlax can do this so efficiently is because of his high base damage. right there. You just burst it down, and essentially you would always secure that monkey most of the time. And even if the enemy contests you, that's okay, because then your teammates can get the crab in the middle. So right now, as you can see, we got 2 of the monkeys for sure, right? And we still have a monkey left. That means we have 3 camps and the enemy can only get 2 camps. So by doing this, you always get an advantage. Right. Now the next timer that you want to look for is obviously 9-minute mark, because that's when the back crab spawns. Here I hit level 4 already, so I'm gonna give this crab to my laner because Ninetales at level 4 gets the evolution. And now 850 is when the bees will spawn. So here you see I prepped 2 of my auto attack by hitting the air, and then just auto, tackle, and then auto again for the passive. Unfortunately, we lost the big bees because we didn't synergize our damage that well together, but it's okay because the correct play was pretty much just, you know, setting up for that, and we are still slightly ahead. Here I'm just gonna flash away, realize that we cannot beat them in the 2v2 skirmish. I'm gonna save my tackle to just, you know, last hit the camp. So you wanna try to save your tackle for that. If the enemy's not contesting, then obviously you can just auto attack, tackle, and then auto attack again, and then you should be able to just kill it. Now there's really nothing up, and since the first B rotation is gone, you just go to the river and try to fight for the crabs. If your jungler didn't gank for your lane, then pretty much the crab will be up. I got a really good tackle on the 2 people. And look how I use my tackle, okay? I don't tackle into them, I try to walk behind them and then tackle them into my teammates. Because tackle, it actually pushes them a little bit further into you, so it's nice to just do that. And I got the score down because of the score shield. I know that their Snorlax cannot stop me because 10% of my max HP is quite insane, and he would need to tackle and auto me again to stop me. But by then I would already get the score down. So after all that is done, it's reaching the pretty much 7:30. You want to just try to get level 6 by this point. Here the enemy is top lane, they have 3 people top, so we decided to just fight this. And I'm just playing it slow. Essentially every time my slam is up, I just go in, as you can see. Here I'm just gonna use my rest to tank up and wait for my slam, and then go back in again. So as you can see, Snorlax is extremely tanky, extremely bulky. Unfortunately, I was not able to save my Ninetales, but that's okay. Just gonna get a quick score down. Now it's the perfect time to rotate down for Dreadnought. You always want to go down for Dreadnought whenever you're, you know, at the 7-minute mark. If you can get level 6, that's great. Level 7 is a bonus. Getting to level 8 is not possible just because of how the experience is given throughout the lane. But level 6, level 7 is good. Here you see, I'm just gonna prepare my Heavy Slam. I was gonna go to Pikachu, but I realized that there's 2 man here that I can go on, so I decided to go for the high value play. And plus, me peeling for my teammates there is much better because they get to survive and we get to clean up. We have more people alive for Dreadnought. And we're just gonna start it. Unfortunately, our jungler is a bit late, so it's not a big deal because I can just tank this. Just make sure to dodge the water gun. Here I take like 2 water guns unnecessarily, but that's okay. I'm gonna use my block here to pretty much stop the Garchomp from focusing me, because if he focused me and I die, then pretty much we don't get the priority on the Dread. Luckily, our Ninetale was able to pick it up, which is great because the enemy team did not have all their members there. And I know that I can survive as long as my block is up. As you can see, the Pikachu can't even melt my shield. When you ever use block, you do take reduced damage and makes it really difficult for the enemy team to kill you. So you can play to your limit as long as you know that you have your block up. Otherwise, don't try for it to, heavy slam in without your block at low HP. Alright, here we're just gonna play for the crabs. Really not much to play for at the moment. We secure the bees, which is great. And the enemy team actually dashed in, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna block them and then look for a really nice heavy slam here. Get 2 people, kill 1 instantly. Now have my Unite move. I'm gonna try to bait them in with my Unite move here. Pretty much force them to commit their abilities on me and then pop it. Because once I use the Unite move, I get the Body Barrier and I get the heal up. So essentially, just unkillable once again. Yeah, I'm just gonna use my block to block the Solar Beam damage and then use my Heavy Slam to escape. So that's one of the benefits of running Heavy Slam as well, is the fact that you can use it for escape if the situation, it's like in a dire situation where you need to live. Yeah, I'm just trying my best to defend the goal, but unfortunately was not able to do it because they have 4 people there. But it's okay though, I'm still pretty healthy so I can fight this. Try to cut out the Garchomp damage, and now my block is up, so I know I can just heavy slam in, no problem. Here we tried to go for a score. And I think this is like the only mistake where I made this game where I just end up dying because of the Pikachu. So I thought my Squash Shield would save me in there, but the Pikachu damage is a little bit crazy, especially in the early game. Yeah, I think Pikachu has like one of the highest burst damage in the game. But no worries. Now I just spawned, I'm level 10, which is great. And we just go down for the second Dreadnought. So first Dread lasted for so long, we were just fighting permanently. Sometimes I like that. Here the Garchomp is trying to steal my camp, so I'm just pretty much distracting him, trying to let my teammate get enough time to like group. But unfortunately, I think all my teammates decide to play for the Rotom this game. And I'm just distracting the Garchomp, right? Like I don't do too much damage, and I know Garchomp is very strong, so I just want to heavy slam and just run away. I don't want to fight him with his autos. Here, as you can see, the enemy did the Dread. There's not much I can do, right? My teammates didn't really rotate down for it because I saw them on top of the Rotom, but that's okay because getting the Rotom here is not that bad. So the first Dread is really important because everyone can get their Unite move faster, right? Because of the level that you give. But once everybody has the Unite move, the second Dread really isn't all that important just because all it does is just give you experience. If you can skip the Dread and then just get Rotom or get Bees or clear camps elsewhere, essentially you get that experience back anyways. So second Dread doesn't really mean too much except for just experience. It's just that the first Dread you must rotate down for it. Here I try to save my Ninetales, trying to walk him out, but you know, not much I can do. And then I realized that the enemy team killed my teammate, so they're always gonna run top here, so I'm just gonna walk over and just press the block. Once you have your block down, the enemy team cannot score because they can't walk past you. And now here we get a quick fight, not too bad. I'm just gonna get the heavy slam on the Pikachu. Easy kill on him. And now we just chase down the Venusaur here. So I'm just gonna flash first. So the reason why I flash first instead of just heavy slam flash, because if you flash first, you can pretty much bait out the movement of the enemy, and then you can heavy slam to secure. So I pretty much heavy slam and then block to push him back into my teammates. So you can do that as well with the heavy slam block. If you go into like, you know, 2 or 3 people, you can also block backwards to push them all back into your team. Because like I said, they can't walk past your block, so they can't do anything besides getting pushed back instantly. Here I'm just like baiting the Greninja, and we managed to kill him there because my teammate actually reacted, and that's pretty good for us because now the Zapdos spawn. I'm pretty low, so I'm just gonna back and reset, get the healing really quickly. Whenever you're low HP, like, you know, 20-30%, always back, because backing doesn't take that long, and healing the Fountain takes like 2 seconds to get back to full HP. So never walk around with Snorlax around like 20-30% HP, because you're just asking to die at that point. Here I see that they already started Zapdos, but it was like, okay, maybe I have a little bit more time. Like, and then I look again, it was like 1 HP. But luckily my Ninetales here to secure it. So it is what it is. The enemy started it early because they were desperate. Even though they didn't really need to, because I feel like the game was pretty even at this point. But it's good for us because we did react like okayly, especially the Ninetales. So that was great. We got the Zapdos. Alright. So something to remember when you're playing Snorlax is to always rotate down for the first Dreadnought, because that's where Snorlax shines the most. Like, you have your heavy slam, you can get multiple people knocked up, and the damage is really nice early game as well. So there's really no reason to split push on Snorlax. If you're sitting top lane while Dreadnought is alive, then you're doing something really wrong. Splitting on Snorlax is very meaningless because you don't do enough damage to farm fast enough, and you cannot solo kill the enemies to score. Try to be where the actions are so you can tank and disrupt the enemy to make it easier for your teammate to deal damage. Alright, now it's just the defense phase. Once you get your Zapdos score down, there's not much you can do because you have 0 points. Best thing you can do is just recall and defend and make sure the enemy cannot catch back up at this point. Yeah, how I normally defend is I just sit on the goal, because if you move around too much, then the enemy can slip past you and score, and then you can't react to it if you're like hovering in the mid. But if you just sit on top of the goal most of the time, and the enemy cannot do anything. Alright, that will be the end of the Snorlax gameplay. If you enjoyed, please give the video a thumbs up. I will continue to make more guides like this to help you guys out. Subscribe for future content. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.